Hi everyone, this is Mr. Fusion Designs and welcome to our channel. Today we are doing a build from FANHOME. I'm not sure if this is available in your country. In the UK, it's not available just as of yet. But this is Build the Legendary Kitt from the series Knight Rider. This is pack 21 from issue 79 all the way to issue 82. I am a little bit terrified from this issue because, as you can see, we are starting the pop-up lights. Goodness me. Okay, so it is a bit intimidating for me, only because there was 3 issues that was intimidating for me. The ones that you have to install the cables, this one where you have to do the pop-up lights, and then attaching the body to the floor. So these are the 3 issues that I'm terrified about. So I'm really hoping that this one will go as smooth as possible. So let's get on with this. Goodness me, I am so terrified. Okay, so this is our highlight drive rod. So we're gonna need to put this cog, it will be going into this direction. It is a D-shaped hole, so is the rod. I am going to put a little bit of grease. This grease I bought off Amazon is for cogs and all kinds of things like that, so it helps slightly. So I'm just gonna dab a little bit just to get that cog right up to this ledge. Hopefully you could see that. And we're just gonna put just a touch here. We will wipe off some of the excess after, but let's just see if this is gonna work. So in this direction, goodness me, I can't believe this. Okay, wow, so that was really good all the way to the top. And with that we're gonna need a AM screw, which is this one. So far so good. This is only to hold the cog not to slip the other direction. So that's going in. So I'm really happy with that actually. So now we have this part and you can see the direction this is going in. I think it's there. Oh, that's why you can't see right through. So yeah, I could see that's just there. We are gonna need a AM screw. Let's give this a shot. So that did engage. Let's just tighten this up. So that's looking not too bad at all. So I'm gonna just tidy up the grease on that and move on to the next part. So we have our body back. I have this cloth here to have a bit of protection. So let's just turn this carefully. Okay. So we have this like that. It's telling us to put some lubrication in these points, which I'm going to do now with the same grease that we had. So just in these crevices, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to put a little bit like that. We could tidy that up after. I think that's more than enough. And now we have the part we was working on. So you can see this part here. I believe, let's just make sure this goes like that. So I think that's how that goes. I'm nervous. this is the right side, and that will just go right there. With that we need GM screws. I'm just going to get this one in place. So that's one in place. Now we have to do the left side, which is this one. Left. They seem to be the exact same, so I don't know why they marked them left and right, but GM screws again. So those are screwed in place, and let's just test this. This is moving very freely, as you can see. So far so good, goodness me. So we have this part that is the right side, you can see an R, and the spring that has the flat side of the spring. We have 3 of these, one of them is a spare, and we're gonna need a AP screw. I'm not really sure how to get this in the way I'm doing this, so I think I'm making it much harder than it actually is. Let's see, like that, perhaps like that, and then okay, we done it. Oh my goodness. So I'm not sure if that needs to be really tight or loose. I'm gonna get it as tight as possible. It has bit movement, so we have to do the other side. So we have the left side. I think you could see that, yep. Same again. Flat against it. So I think that's looking good. I'm gonna leave mine like that, so let's see what else needs to be done. So we have the right side. Let me see, this is the right side. And we have to put it just here. Hopefully you could see that. Let me get our rag. That's to protect this top edge here. I'm not sure if you could get a close-up actually. Okay, goodness, that's much better. So, okay. So we need to put this just here. So you can see it has a peg, a peg that just lines up. With that we need a GM screw. Okay, we got that now in position. So that's now screwed in place. I think we have to now screw this to just there, you can see. Okay, I think we need to put it just like that. Yep, okay, we could do that. And we need a AP screw. So I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing. Let's see if we can. So that's screwed in place. So I think you need to put this spring behind. Hopefully you could see what I'm doing. Behind that. And you could see. What a relief, that's springing. Okay, wow. Bit mesmerized by that, sorry. But that seems to be doing its job. So I think we need to do the other side. So we have now this side. Let's see if we could go close up on this. And so this is the left side. Again, there's like a little peg. Let's try and get this screwed in. before I do that, definitely needs a bit of oil. Let's try that again. So that's firmly in place. Now we're gonna need an AP screw. I think we need to turn this, so I'm gonna try to turn this. Give me 1 second. Because I can't really see the way it needs to be screwed in. That should be easier to do. So again, we have our spring. You can see that just here. So the same like we did the other side. Hopefully we could do the same on this side. So that's screwed. So again, just pass that behind, and that's springing. Again, mesmerized, springing. I'm so happy. Well, saying that we haven't seen it work yet, but I couldn't really understand how that works. So I'm happy that's so far going to plan. So saying that, we need to remove our body and move on to the next issue. So this is issue 80. I have to say that was maybe one of the most scariest issues I've done. I think I overworked myself. We're still not finished though. I should have left my body there, but okay. So this, we're gonna need our motor. Connect the motor. And tidy up the wires. Put a couple of clips. Are we testing? Oh my goodness, we're gonna test it. I do have the Mike Lane mod, so this is gonna be exciting. It should see how it's gonna work with that. So we have our body back. Again, carefully turn this over. So let me just position this correctly. So we have our MLT motor cable. I have located it from our interior. Now I believe it should go into this location. Now we need to get our lights in the correct position, and it says the downwards, so I'm not sure if it goes like this, or let's just make sure it could be this way. Okay, it's actually this way, and not, you can see which way, the long way up. I have some of this grease that I use on to the rod, but I'm gonna put some onto my motor before it actually is in position and screwed in place. I think it makes sense, as this is a grease that helps cogs. Just gonna put a little bit more. So not overdoing it, but just enough. Perhaps a little bit on this too. Just moving it into position. This won't do any harm. It should protect it in the long run. So I have done that. You have to excuse me on this pack. I am really taking my time, and I think it's better to take your time on this one than to make a mistake. So I think this just lines up like that against these two pegs at the back. So hopefully you could see that. So that just pushes against the motor. And then we have this cover that is like that, and that will go just here. So now we're just gonna put some screws through that, and these are 2 screws. So let me just line all this up. I think that's it. Get my screw ready. And there we go. So those 2 are now in. I did put that in a bit of oil, and believe me, it makes a huge difference. Now we have towards the front a GM screw, which is just here. So let's get that screwed in. So I think that's now, I'm hoping, in place. You can see these are not moved. The gears are fully engaged. These should still spring up, but I think when this lever pushes towards the front somehow, it should push against the lights. So we're gonna need to tidy up our cables now. So I believe this one should go just down this channel. So you can see, hopefully, we have a channel here, and it goes, we can see these cables just feed through the back here. Okay, so we have a tab. Just trying to look on how this cable should feed through as well. So we have all these cables. And there's one other one. Okay, there's one, should be somewhere around here. Trying to find it. Okay, I see it now. Quite difficult to see, but it's just, hopefully you could see that. Let me get this one in position, and then we do the others. So, goodness me, they made that. They could have put that just there. It's right in the way of the spring. Interesting. So that's one. Make sure it has enough slack just there. So let's put this behind this. We have another one just here needs to go. So it's just this clip. And it goes just here. Try line this up. So that's the other one, and we should have one more. I'm trying to find where we need to screw that one in. Just there where the spring is. So that's all our cables tied down. I'm not sure if I could get some kind of close-up, but we can. So you can see in this location, there's one more just here and another one just here. So those are now all tied down. I'm gonna just wipe that down. So we have this, where are we? This adhesive tape, like a vinyl. And let's see if we could get this. I would have liked, I think it's telling us to put it into this position here. But really I would like to protect these cables from that cog. So perhaps something like that. I think it's, we have to do it just on this line here. My tape is not really sticking down. I might get some other kind of tape. Give me 1 second. So I have this tape, which should be a lot more stickier. Really, I shouldn't touch it as much. And it's a little bit longer. Yeah, I think that does the trick a lot better. I'm happy with that. So just stick that down best as possible. So the tape really that they supplied didn't really help me, but I seen others stick it down and it went down quite well. So it's probably some of that grease where I put on that cog did go down onto the metal, but this one stuck down really well, so I'm happy with that. Make sure, let's see, there's it's a bit tight there, so I don't really want that to happen. There we go. I have a bit of slack on that, otherwise it can catch. So I think we're good like that. Yep. And now we're gonna do something else onto this side. So we have these cables that need to wrap around like that, just over this hole, making sure we have enough slack on that. And I got my own tape, as you've seen. The other one for me wasn't sticking as well as it should, but make sure we have slack on this cable. That's going to pull that out a little bit more. And yep, and then we can fully stick that down. So I'm happy with that. Make sure these are like that. That should be good. So we have these cables that probably will be running like that. I might get a bit more tape and sort that out. I'm not sure if it goes through this hole. I think we will do that when it comes to it. I'm quite excited now because I think these are fully engaged, and we're gonna need now the lower part of our body to see if this works. So I'm gonna just pull this out the way. So I'm gonna put my cushion down just to protect my mat also, and the vehicle. So hopefully you see my installation with the mic lane kit. This is gonna be awesome. I can't wait. I'm getting excited. So I have a lot more than you would have, as you can see. So I need to make sure nothing's gonna be caught up. I need to install my scanner, as you can see. There's still quite a bit to be done, but as I go with the build, I will be installing Mike Lane's kit correctly as it should. And yeah, so I'm just gonna hide mines. This is just to update the monitor if needed for the Mike Lane mod for the monitor. So I've done it like that just for easy access. Hopefully I'll get that in a nice position after. So this is our body. I'm just trying to slightly, don't want to catch any cables. Get this in position. We're not trying to actually install it, but I'm trying to just lay it down so nothing gets caught. So you have to excuse me, I'm trying my best. So our cables have came from here. So we need our MOT, which this is the MOT. And now we're gonna need, I believe, this cable, which is, I think it's an M. If I locate that, should be this one. I am very nervous. I hope everything works. Otherwise, there's going to be a nightmare. So I think that's now in position. I'm going to put my bonnet hood to check for alignment. And mine looks spot on, hopefully. So hopefully we could see this number 7. There we go, flips up. Let's see if it flips down. So mine is, it could be, I'm not sure why it's not fully. We'll check that out now. So this has been bothering me because it wasn't, you could hear Kitt talking. I've wrapped my spring because this spring is not tight enough, I could see. That's why it has that bit of slack there, you could see. So I've done mine's, I wrapped it around twice. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I done it. I'm not going to recommend this for anyone else, but I'm just showing you what I have done, and just trying to let's see, maybe you can see what I'm trying to do. I think it's quite difficult to see on this angle too. Let me see if I could get a better picture. What I'm trying to do. Trying to get this spring and wrap it around the rod twice. So I think I've done that. Let me just fix it slightly better. It has a lot more tension. So let's just give this a shot again, because I was really not happy with that. Try and see if this is any better. So I'm putting my bonnet hood back on. Let's see. Now press number 7. So hopefully you can see it's number 7. So that flips up. Let's see if it flips down again. So it's a lot better, and I don't think I could get that any better than that. So I'm gonna leave mine like that, and gonna take my kit off. Let's just remove this, and that's the end of this issue. I'm glad it's over. So let's get on with the next one. Goodness me, that was not easy. So this is issue 81, and let's see what we have in this issue. Okay, we putting on our lens for our grill. Okay, great. Are we attaching? No. Okay, that's great. So let's get on with that one. So we have our light lens. This, flip that over, and it just pops in the rear of that. We have 3 of these. Let me just get them. So just turn that over, pop them in. Another one. So that's all 3 of them. Now we have our holders for that. So I believe these should just go in one direction, because if you try to put it in the other direction, it won't fit. So you can see that fits as so. So we're gonna put our screws in place. So let's just get all of them done. So we're gonna need AP screws. So we're gonna need 6 of them. So one on this side, you only could see that it has 2 locations for the screws, and one the opposite side. So let's just get these done and then we'll move on. So that's all of them screwed in place. So I believe we need to move on to the next one. So I'm bringing my vehicle back, and hopefully you will remember when I was installing Mike Lane's electronic ultimate dash mod, we had our scanner that you can easily remove, which I thought that's really good from Mike to do. So you can see this connection, hopefully you will see it, and you can see the gray cable is pointing towards this direction. So we need to remove that. I'm gonna just find my tweezer. Where are they? A little bit fragile. Let's try out my other ones. Did I? Okay. Oh, that was a bit tricky. So, yep, that's now removed. And while we're here, we're gonna need to remove our headlights. So that's this cable. So that's these ones. That is a letter R. Let me just get these all out the way and then we start our installation. So we're going to be attaching our Mike Lane scanner. I have done a little mod on my original plate. I've just sprayed that chrome, as you can see, so as to reflect the LEDs a bit more. I did have a mod from a good friend from our Facebook group who is Christian. I was going to install that, but I thought I'm going to go stock and see how that goes. So we're going to need a GM screw to attach our scanner holder first. So let's get that in place. So let's turn that over and you can see the hole is just here. So that's our scanner now holder in place. So you can see that it's looking good. I believe from our Mike Lane lenses, we had a few different kinds of lenses. This is the back plate we're gonna need. And you could have a Carl lens. You can see there's a clear lens just here. And we're gonna get the red one just to, because we are building Kitt, we're not building Carl or anything like that. So we're gonna get that, and I believe that just slides in place like that. That looks really good. Okay, so let's just prepare our scanner. So that's our scanner. We're gonna need to put the LEDs, which are this way up. You can see our LEDs. Turn that over. We're gonna need to attach these with a couple of screws. So we're gonna need 2 AP screws. Let's just take them out of our bag. And carefully we're going to screw this now in position. So this is one here. And the other one is just on the other side. Just carefully screw them until you feel it just enough tight enough and it's against the holder, which mine is just about there. Don't over tighten that. So I think that's there. Let's just make sure. So I think that should be fine. Now we're going to feed the cable through this hole, and let's get the sticker through this as well. So now we're gonna need 2 BP screws. I did say on my mic lane installation video that as I go along I will be installing the other parts, so hopefully our viewers from the mic lane installation will be following along to see how to install the other components. So that's now in place. It's quite sturdy and that's looking fantastic. So now we can start to put our LEDs in place, our holders. We are working on our light lens, so you can see we have a shorter and a longer part here that we need to get in position. Unfortunately these are not available anymore. I used to offer these on our website at Mr. Fusion, but yeah, for the time being I've stopped doing mods. I'm not sure if I will be doing them in the future. So that's my mod. It's just a side indicator that I've done. So we're gonna need 2 AM screws. Let's just get them in position. And that's now screwed in place. Don't over screw that because you risk the chance of cracking it. So let's just screw this back in. That is my modification. You can see it just about fits nice and snug. So let's get the other side now. Oh, that's my LED. So we could easily replace mine. It just came off there. So we will get, we'll resolder that on. So that's how that goes. And we will get these back in position. So that's nice and tight. Let's see how that looks. That's looking great. Yep, happy with that. So we're gonna need these 2 parts. This is the right side and that's the left side. So the right side will be going this way. So let's just make sure we have that correct. So you can see that's fits good. And we're gonna need 2 BP screws screwed into the opposite side. So that's 1. That's looking good. We have the other side, which is the left side. This will have a polish after. So 1 more this side. Our LEDs, and you can see it's the right labeled, and we have a shorter and a longer cable. Let's just get that in picture. So we're gonna need our shorter ones, which is these ones, and let's just plug these in. So that's now our cables fitted, and goodness me, that is the end of this issue. We're nearly there, guys, so let's move on to the next one. This is our last issue, 82. Goodness me, this has been a trying pack. But I'm happy so far because it's going well. So we need to do some cable tidying. Put a couple of these plates on. Do we attach? Okay, so that shouldn't be too bad. So let's get on with that. So we are working on our front end. I really think that looks awesome. And we need to turn it over, then flip it this way. So we have our scanner towards the back. And we're going to need to tie down some of our cables. So that's this one. And we have two clips in this pack, one shorter and one longer. So we need the short one first. And we need to attach some screws and put the cable behind this clip. And that is with a AM screw. Let's hope we can do this nice and easy. So that just goes like that. I'm not sure, maybe I could get a close up. Just there. And we're gonna need, like I said, I think let's try and put the screw first and see if we could do one, which we did. So that's now just like that. Trying to hide the cables so we don't see them on the other side. And perhaps you can do the same. You can tidy that up. So now we need to put the other longer clip towards this side. So let me just get the screws ready. So that's a AM screw again. So that's just not towards the outer ones, but you can see two on the inside. So let's just get these in place. Perhaps let's do the same like we did to the other side. Put the screw in first. That seemed to be the trick, but I'm not sure if you can do it on this one. Seems to be there. Okay. So that's both of the screws now there attached. You could see the middle one we have done. So I believe that's how it should look. Let's see. Don't really see any cables showing, so I think we're good. And it's coming out of the side, which there's quite a long. Perhaps that couldn't. Let me just see. Is that correct? Okay. And now we have to put this part, which just lines up like that. Hopefully you've seen that. I'm not sure about this where the cable's quite long now. So let me just make sure that that is correct, because this was the longer cable, that is the shorter cable. So that's this cable here. So I guess so. Let me just make sure before I continue. So it was incorrect because I didn't flip it over. So it's the short side that you have to put your LEDs to this side, but please remember to flip it with the scanner facing towards the down position and the long LEDs to this side, and you can see now my LEDs are correct. So I just swapped the LEDs over and rescrewed everything, so it wasn't so bad. So now we have this part, and you can see with this towards the bottom. Let's line that up like that, and we're gonna need some GM screws. So let me just get them in position. I believe it's, let me just show you, one here, one here, one here, and one here. So that's all four now screwed in place. We're gonna need this part. It is the left side, and that just pops over here. You can see some pegs that you just need to line up. So let me just line this up. Not sure if it matters which way. I don't believe so. So that's now ready. So now that's one side done. We need to repeat. So that's the right side. Same again. Oh my goodness. It's finally done. This was the most pack that I was afraid of. One of the most packs. And I'm so glad that it's finally done. So there's a few mods that has been seen in this pack. I will polish everything up after. And we've done the flip up lights. We've done our scanner with the mic lane scanner now in place. So with that in mind, I really hope you enjoyed that issue. It was a bit of a challenge, but it was a challenge taken on, and I've really enjoyed that really because of the end result. So if you could do us a massive favor, if you could subscribe to our channel, that would be helping us, and hit that like button, that thumbs up, that would be great. Look forward to seeing you all next time. Bye bye.